By public opinion, what are the best beaches in Greece? I'm going to narrow it down by the ones that I've researched and what people have said and reviewed about them. So welcome to Beyond the Empty Nest. My name's Catherine. I am a Greek American and I am on the road to exploring as much of Greece as absolutely possible. Today, we're going to go over the beaches of Greece. Some that I've been to and some that are on my bucket list. So let's get started. We're going to start with the island of Crete. Crete is very far south and it is in its own sea, the Cretan Sea. It is the largest island in Greece and it has some incredible beaches. First beach in Crete that everybody raves about is Elafonissi Beach. Elafonissi Beach is very unique. The waters are crystal clear and shallow. I mean, doesn't that look like just a ginormous swimming pool to you? It does to me. So Elafonissi or Elafonissos, it's a small islet. It's connected to the rest of Crete by a shallow reef that can be crossed when the sea is calm. The islet lies 82 kilometers northwest of Hania town and can be reached by boat or by car. The beach is described as being pink, the sand. Now, I believe in pictures it does look more pink from what people say than when you're actually there, but it definitely has a pink hue when you compare it to other beaches. It's definitely considered one of the most beautiful beaches in the country. You do need to get there early from everything I've found out because it's quite popular and can get quite crowded. The beach just has a magical look and feel and someplace where you can just enjoy with families, couples, children, organized beach. Many of the beaches in Greece are organized beaches where you can rent a lounger and you can order cocktails, drinks, food. I love it. Where I'm from in Huntington Beach, California, we don't have that. And I think that's just an incredible plus to being able to sit at a beach, having a waiter. Win-win, right? The next beach is also on the island of Crete. It is called Balos Beach. Balos Beach is clearly another amazingly spectacular beach. Balos is known to be among the best beaches in Greece and one of the most beautiful beaches in Crete. It lies 60 kilometers northwest of Hania town, and it is seen as a lagoon from the hills above the beach. It has white sand, a soft seabed, crystal clear waters. There's a rocky island right across the beach called Gromphousa, and on top of the island there's a Venetian castle, and it has gorgeous views of the whole entire region and the sea. You can get there by an excursion boat. A lot of people opt to do it that way because the road getting to Balos Beach, it's kind of rough to say the least, and you probably need a four-wheel drive to get down there. From there, we're going to go to the Ionian Sea. I personally think the Ionian Sea is my favorite so far as the seas, but haven't been to Crete yet, so that's still up for grabs. The island of Lefkada has some incredible beaches, and yes, I have spent time there, and I will tell you right now, not enough time at all. Porto Katsiki Beach is a beautiful white sand beach that sits just under the cliff and has just an incredible, beautiful, amazingly beautiful water. And I did not get to this beach even though I did stay in Lefkada. Lefkada and the Ionian side of Greece is very green and lush. Unlike the Cyclades, for example, Santorini is a volcano. So it is dry and it is not green, but it's incredible as well. This beach is one of the main beach attractions on the island of Lefkada. Lefkada Island, actually, you do not need to get a ferry to get to Lefkada. It has a causeway, so you can drive right into Lefkada from the mainland Greece. It is one of the top beaches in Greece and in the Mediterranean. It is located 44 kilometers southwest of the island's capital and close to Elafonissi village. Now, the beach that I found incredible, and again, I did not spend enough time on Lefkada, so I definitely need to go back and explore more of these beaches. But the Agios Nikitas area, we stayed at the Beyond Villas, and the beach was right below, down lots and lots of steps to get there, but the beach was right below where we stayed in these villas here, and you can see how incredible it is. And I'll show you some footage of us on this beach and me swimming in the water. This Google Earth picture does not do it justice at all. So yes, we stayed in these villas. They were right here on this hill, and then there's these stairs that go all the way down. A little bit of a challenge, but not much. More of a challenge coming back up than going down. But this was absolutely incredible. You can see the Beyond Villas. I really recommend them as a great place to stay. They're very convenient, not too far down into the island. I loved them. I wish we could have stayed there longer. I say that about everything, though. I probably just need to go sit in Greece and never come home because these places are just so fabulous. And this is the beach here. This is the pool we had in our patio. Each of these on Beyond Villas has a little infinity pool for you to swim in. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous rock Mediterranean look to them. Not Cycladic look with the white, but very Mediterranean, Italian, Venetian look to these villas. So this is the little village, which was really awesome to go eat in. You could actually take a water taxi from right below us, from this beach, and they take you around here over into the little town. Or you can drive. We chose to drive, where you would go back down here and up and around to get in there. But it was very quaint, great food, great atmosphere, shopping, very, very nice.
Go try to find dinner. This place, if anybody wants to go to a really cool place for a honeymoon, because it's not going to be me, this is absolutely, I would recommend this as a honeymoon or a group trip. But when you're out down here, it's pretty private. The beach is getting empty. Annie wouldn't let us go jump off that rock over there. Anyways, this is an amazing trip.
And while we're in the Ionian Sea, let's check out on the island of Kefalonia, Myrtos Beach. Myrtos Beach is in the region of Paros, and it's in the northwest of Kefalonia Island in the Ionian Seas. It is actually one of the most important poles of attraction for the island of Kefalonia. It's been featured in travel magazines, and it has been voted amongst the most beautiful and impressive beaches in the world. It has a semicircular shape, surrounded by the white rocky cliffs with that lush vegetation that we saw in Lefkada. It has umbrellas and sun decks, and a small part does still remain unspoiled for isolation. Actually, according to Greeka.com, it is a trademark of the island of Kefalonia, one of the most photographed places in the entire country of Greece. It also has spectacular sunset views based on where it sits on the island. You have access there to facilities, snack bar, taverna, cold drinks, and it's accessed very easily by all means of transportation. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. Moving on to another island in the Ionian Sea called Zakynthos or Zante Island. Another beautiful island where you have incredible views. Have you ever seen that picture? I'll show you of that Shipwreck beach. A lot of people love to take pictures from above, looking down below, and you can see that gorgeous inlet with the shipwreck there. Just incredible. And this is the beach I am talking about. Can you see there's a shipwreck there as they zoom in? And this beach does get quite crowded because it's very popular. It's very Instagrammable. And there is a viewpoint up here where you can stand. That picture perfect Instagram photo from that right there at that point. It's heaven on earth, right? From Greeka.com, look at that amazing, gorgeous picture of this beach. But makes you just want to go float around in it and never get out of the water. Shipwreck Beach, or Navagio Bay, lies on the western side of the Ionian island, close to Elafonissi village. The shipwreck is one of the most photographed sites, like I said, in Greece, and considered one of the most beautiful beaches in Greece. It was initially called Agios. It got its new name based on the shipwreck because that boat that was transporting illegal cigarettes in 1983, so, in my lifetime for sure, and the ship was washed ashore and left there and became a place for tourists to come look at it and swim. Sand surrounded the ship as the years went by. Now the ship literally looks like it emerges from the sand. And again, the turquoise crystal waters, vertical cliffs, white rocks surrounding the sand, just an enchanting image. You do have to take a little boat to get there, and these taxi boats leave every hour, and it's about 30 minutes from Porto Verami. All right, time to move on to the Cyclades Island beaches. Here is Paros, Naxos, Santorini's down here. And remember, when we were talking about Crete, Crete's down here. Okay, so Crete is actually closer to the Cyclades than the Ionian. So this is in the Aegean, and we are going to start with the island of Naxos. There is a beach, and I have my reservation for 2023 to stay at this exact beach for 5 nights. Agios Prokopios. Ooh, that was a little better with my Greek pronunciation, I think. Agios Prokopios is on Naxos Island, and it is supposedly one of the most gorgeous beaches. There's also a beach called Plaka Beach that is also extremely beautiful. According to Greeka.com, Agios Prokopios in Naxos is located on the western side of Naxos, 5 kilometers away from the center of Naxos town and 4 kilometers from the port. I am told there's a very good bus system that can pick you up right there at that beach and take you into the town. It lies near the island's airport, so not very far away to get a ride. And again, we're not planning on getting a car. We'll have the hotel arrange a driver for us to pick us up at the airport and bring us to the hotel. And then when we want to go into town, we'll just do the bus or another driver. I personally don't like to drive in Greece so far, unless I have to, if we're doing like a mainland road trip, something like that. But as far as like when I'm on vacation, I want to be able to stop and have some ouzo or some wine or whatever, and then have somebody else drive me. It is one of Naxos's most popular beaches. It has been listed among the best beaches in Greece and in Europe. Now the seashore there is 1.5 kilometers long, that crystal clear waters, thick sand. It can get quite windy in the Cyclades, as you will see in my next, when I show you the next beach that I went to. And it is something that just happens. It's like in California, we have those Santa Ana winds. Well, they have winds in Greece. So in the Cyclades, there's these winds called the Multami, M-E-M-E-T-O-S. Eltemi. And basically, the Multimi winds were known by the ancient Greeks as the Esticean northerly winds. They result from a high-pressure system over the Balkans area and a relatively low-pressure system over Turkey. The wind polarizes many people, with locals often welcoming it, while tourists may despair. We were a little bummed, I do have to admit, when we went to Milos and had these winds show up. Agios Prokopios is an organized beach mostly, meaning they have the sunbeds, sun umbrellas, or you can order food, cocktails, like the tavernas right there. There is some unorganized areas of the beach if you just want to go throw your towel down, bring your own beach chair, stuff like that. That is possible as well. You'll find those beach bars on that beach, water sport facilities, and you can get to the beach by car. You can get there by bus from Naxos town. So we're going to move on to the island of Milos, one of the most unique beaches I have ever stepped foot on. Simple ferry ride, a couple hours, you're there, Milos. Now, there's a lot of beaches on Milos, and the problem is with Milos is we had a difficult time because we got there when it was windy and the wind was there our entire 3 days. It was kind of a bummer that the Multimi winds showed up the day we got to Milos, and we're still there when we left. Again, one of the reasons I recommend staying everywhere at least 3, if not more days. More is better. Thinking back to all the times that I've gone so far in the places that I've stayed only 3 days, and it was too short. Sarakiniko is the beach I'm talking about, and it is also known as Lunar or Moon Beach, and you'll see why right now. It has this hard volcanic white ash rock, and if we would have been able to be there when it wasn't windy, we would have really enjoyed swimming in here and spending a lot more time. You can see it over here. We walked right there, and I'll show you my pictures right now in a minute, but fantastic location. It's just so unique. Like, how did this happen?
Super duper windy. I'm not going to talk. We'll just voice over this one. Voice over it anyway. You can't talk. Video any of this. Yeah. On a day you wouldn't drown?
There's no beach chairs. It's not an organized beach at all. You come, you stay, you look, you swim, you check it out, you take pictures, and then if you want to go sit and have a cocktail or a drink at a beach that's organized, you would move on to a different beach. Sarakiniko Beach in Milos, most impressive beach in Milos, but also in Greece. And I will say that it is actually extremely impressive and so unique and different. It was one of my friend Joan's, that was her bucket list for going to Greece, was getting her feet on that beach. It's all natural. And so you're like, how did this happen when you're there? It's located 5 kilometers away from Plaka. And oh my God, you got to go to Plaka for dinner when you are in Milos, just FYI. We were able to do Greek dancing, and you can see my Milos vlog. You can see my Milos vlog for all of that. I can put a link right here. Sarakiniko is located 5 kilometers away from Plaka, like I just said, on the coastline east of Adamas, where we stayed in Adamas, which is where the ferry comes in. It's a lovely little port town to stay in too. I really enjoyed it. And easy to get around to everything. It's at the northeastern part of the island, and it is the most photographed place on the island. And it has that, like I said, the lunar landscape. Long, white, and smooth rocks. with the horizontal layers. You can see the layers. The erosion is caused by the waves and the water over years and years and years and years and years. And there are some big and small hollows with passages. So they call it moonscape, lunar, moon beach, Sarakiniko.
This is cool. Super cool.
You think this is natural?
I don't know. It's so dark over here. Oh my God, look.
I need a picture of this, like I'm still picturing. Hundreds of visitors every day. It definitely looks less like the Earth and more like the moon. It's very rocky. There's no plants growing on it or anything like that. It's a little unsteady when you're walking, so please, if you don't have great mobility, you may not want to go walk around there too much, but you could probably go down and take a look and see a little bit of it for sure. So the rock formations, this lunar beach rock formations, they were shaped thousands of years ago. And that, like I said, from the volcanoes. They have found fossilized seashells and other organisms that are over 1 million years old in the rocks at Sarakiniko. It was named after the Sicarian pilots who they would go in the caves and tunnels as hiding place for them and their treasures. So I'll show you, we went through those tunnels. They're really cool, really cool. Be careful, one guy fell right in front of us. But we were like, is this natural? I'll show you that right now too. And then you can also see Balos and Zakynthos.
My glasses are all sandy. I can't see.
You want to walk through this? Yeah. What happened?
Is there a step?
There's a very big step here.
Are you okay?
I just knocked my glasses.
You need a flashlight?
I have looking for it.
Oh, it is dark.
And there's a lot of spots where you actually can jump in the water from the rocks if the waves and the wind permits, because if it's really rough, you don't want to do that. And then if you're there at a perfect time, you can see a shipwreck. There's a shipwreck there that dates back to 2003, and it's mostly submerged. But a lot of times you can see it because it's only about 100 meters away. And they do say that the best time to visit Sarakiniko Beach is early in the morning and the late afternoon. The white rocks reflect the sunlight and make the area unpleasantly hot in the middle of the day because there's no shade. There's no shade at all. And there's nowhere to put an umbrella. There's no sand. Or you can visit during the evening and enjoy the sunset from there. And then at that point, it's less crowded. And you can go at night and gaze at the stars. So they do advise you not to go there during the Meltemi, but we had to go. My friend Joan was going to kill me if we didn't go, so we did go. But I was definitely disappointed that we weren't there on a calm day. She was happy, so it's all that mattered because that was her bucket list place to see.
It's still kind of just
Tsigrado Beach, Milos. Another incredible beach. We were able to see it from water because we took a boat day. Tsigrado, probably the T is silent, beach is one of the most beautiful southern beaches of Milos, according to Greeka.com, and it's also considered as one of the most beautiful beaches in Greece. And it's located right next to Firplaka. It's a small sandy cove with crystal clear water. Now, going down is difficult. You have to pass through a rocky passage to get there. Very narrow, rocky. My mother would never be able to make it, but she's 85. And we saw this beach from the water, so we were able to swim out in the water looking at the beach. I did not swim all the way over to the beach, but our boat did anchor there, and it was really cool. And there's a sea cave there that we were able to swim in. Definitely gorgeous and worth seeing, even if you see it from the water and don't climb down that scary ladder. On down to the most gorgeous island ever, Santorini, Greece. Now, I need to go to this beach when I'm here in 2023 because I did not go to the beach. We stayed, if you've watched any other videos, we stayed in Meravigli, which is right here. And there is actually a beach. We went to Akriteria and ate down here at a restaurant, put our feet in, but we didn't go to the beach there. But it was nice. But there's a red beach in Santorini that's very unique and definitely, from what everybody says, worth visiting. So I will get to it this next time. According to Greekguide.com, here's a picture of Red Beach. Red Beach in Santorini is, they say, the most famous and beautiful beach in Santorini. It's also considered one of the most spectacular beaches in Greece. It's located in the area of Akriteria and only some steps away from the ancient site of Akriteria. Now, we went to Akriteria, but we did not go to Red Beach. And you know what? To be really honest, I had no idea we're that close to Red Beach, or I would have said, let's go to Red Beach right now. So, next time for sure. Akriteria is really cool, you guys. It's a 4,000-year-old ancient city that they discovered, and they found so much there. Those people were very cosmopolitan 4,000 years ago. They're 3-story buildings, toilets. I mean, that's a whole nother video. I went over it a little bit in my Santorini vlog, but really, really, really interesting. A small size of the beach creates a much crowded atmosphere on some days, but most visitors don't walk all the way down the beach, and they just like to look at the landscape, the red and black volcanic rocks from the headland. It's not hard to get to this beach. You can leave your car in parking space and continue on foot, which takes a couple minutes. And then as you get down to the beach, you will see the different colorings of the cliffs. There are sunbeds and umbrellas that cover the dark sand, and they do recommend snorkeling there because there's some interesting underwater rock formations there. And you can also get there by boat from boats that depart Akrotiri. From Santorini, I'm going to go over to Paros, Greece. And again, I mentioned this before in my other videos, but I did not spend enough time on Paros. Paros was lovely, just lovely. We stayed in Naousa, which is up here, and went to a beach in Naousa right here. But Paros has some incredible beaches and places that we didn't go. There's also Antiparos, which is right here next to Paros, that you can take a very quick ferry ride over. And Tom Hanks and Rita have a home on there because they are both now Greek citizens, and I am working on mine. Organized beach, cool little rock formations, little cove here, more shallow, supposedly good for families. Here's some more pictures of that. See how they're walking out there. And again, something we totally missed and should have gone to. We were there during those winds, so it wasn't completely comfortable to be at the beach while we were there. It's hit or miss with the winds. According to Greeka.com, Paros, this beach in Paros, Kolymbithres, the beach is one of the most famous beaches of Paros. It's located in the huge bay of Naousa. This beach is particularly impressive because of the huge blocks of granite bordering it, sculpted into strange smooth shapes by the sea and the wind over the centuries. And many consider it one of the most beautiful beaches in all of Greece. There's sandy coves, little small sandy coves are lining one after another. And Kolymbithres name means swimming pools. Sunbeds and umbrellas can be hired. Again, organized beach where you can order, you can sit, you can pay for that, and they'll bring you cocktails and food. And there's a few beach bars, tavernas along the road, and you can get to the beach by a actual road that is paved, and you can also get there by private transportation or bus. Or you can take it from Naousa, where we stayed. You can take a fishing boat or a water taxi. And on this Greeka.com website, it actually says there's a way for you to book the beach chairs ahead of time, which is a good idea because if it's crowded and busy, and Paros is getting quite crowded. I personally thought it was a hidden gem, but I've been corrected on that because it's getting very, very popular. I'm throwing this out there because so many people want to go to Mykonos, and Mykonos is beautiful, but Mykonos is very touristy and very much really expensive compared to the other islands. And the other islands are just as beautiful, if not more so, but Mykonos is, the way I picture Mykonos and the way as I researched it, it's more like party, South Beach, Florida kind of vibe. My one cousin says, oh, Mykonos isn't even Greece because it's not super authentic anymore. But Mykonos has a beach that is one of the most beautiful beaches in Greece. So since we're covering that, we will go to Mykonos right now and show you. So here's the island of Mykonos, and it is just below Tinos and just above Paros and Naxos. So you could take a day trip to Mykonos if you're staying on one of these other islands. And at least then you can maybe just go to the beach or say you saw it. So on Mykonos, this beach is called Super, see, it's not even a Greek name, right? It's called Super Paradise Beach. Super Paradise Beach is a party beach. It is a club on the water. It is a beach club. Now, this is probably really fun for young people. And if you have money to burn and stuff, I'm sure it's just super fun. here's some pictures of Super Paradise Beach. We went to a beach kind of like this in the on the mainland, my father's village, which is called Navagio, and it was gorgeous and had live music, or not live music. It had music. It had a nice patio area where you could sit and eat. They had waiters, waitresses, and the water was gorgeous as well. So there are other places like this. You can see it's quite busy, the beach chairs. And a lot of these places, and I'm not sure about this, but I would imagine it is true, the beach chairs in the back are cheaper than the ones closer to the water. Super paradise. Looks fun. Don't tell my son, he might want to go there. And again, you know, maybe you could go over for one night and not have to spend an arm and a leg to stay on there when you can stay at the other islands that are close by. It was really hard to narrow the list down, and we will cover more beaches because there's so many. But these are my bucket list and ones I've been to, and I think that you would enjoy them. And again, anywhere in Greece you can't go wrong. There's so much beauty and so much to see, and so many different islands with their unique characteristics and beaches. I am going to stop right there, and I really appreciate you all for being here and watching my video. Please hit my thumbs up. It actually helps YouTube know to share this video out to more people that might be interested. So the more thumbs up, the better. It really helps. And subscribe. Thanks so much. I will see you soon. Stay safe, stay well. This is Catherine from Beyond the Empty Nest.